Hohmeyer. Welcome, welcome. And I see a few people already, so thank you for coming in. We are going to do hopefully a bunch of emotional releases today. So I want to jump right into it. 30 minutes is a short time, so I want to jump into it. Also, but I want to kind of do backwards and forwards here for a minute. So I want everybody to start. Actually, this is actually we're got the cart before the horse, but we're going to do it anyway because I want you to start breathing in happy and breathing out sad. I call this the frequency breath, and there's more to it. Hey, Christy's here. Thank you. So I want you to start doing this, and then we're going to talk about the emotion code and do a few more things. But I want you to start doing this because, and I need your feedback afterwards as well, because when I do this, I'm going to tell you really quickly, and then we're going to go into the emotion code. But I want you to start breathing in happy and breathing out sad. And then just do this for a while. And then in a little bit, I just want some feedback. So, and if you get mixed up, try not to breathe in sad. But you want to breathe in happy and then breathe out sad. And just kind of hear it. So you're breathing, so you can do this while you're listening. You can do it while you're shopping. You can do it while you're doing anything. So just breathe in happy, breathe out sad. Try and keep with that for a little bit. And I get started on the emotion code. Hello to everybody. I actually am a certified emotion code practitioner. And I've been doing this for a while. And the more I learned about all the other sorts of different, shall we say, processes, tools, everything else, just the emotions really are let me hide that. The emotions really are anchors to a lot of things, to dis-ease, to, to the lower energies, really. And anywhere that I've studied, whether it's with the actual body field scans in real time showing 145 parameters, whether you study the German New Medicine model, whether you look at entities, whether you look at systems, they always have emotions that are anchors. I've studied a lot of different areas with the emotions attached. So what I want to do is, most of you probably know about the emotion code per se. So I'm really not going to go into that. I just want to do a lot of clearings for you guys today. And I have some folks who have requested some and that sort of thing too. But if you can, again, just keep, while we're doing this, I want you to breathe in happy and breathe out sad. And okay, I'll give you a preview. See if that starts to flip. See if you start breathing in happy and breathing out happy. So just kind of, and don't force it. See if how easy can you say happy, how easy can you say sad, and then see if you start to breathe in happy and breathe out happy, and see if that starts to flip. So that's your homework while we're doing all this. And I'll just keep that up there for a while. I'm also going to give you a frequency number for depression and anxiety, because that's what we're going to work on a little bit today, as well as a couple other things. So, okay. So let's see who's here. Hello, Joy. Hello, Teresa. Ann, Colin. Hi, Emily. Christy. Somebody from the Akashic Academy who I don't know who that is. And hello to you. And Jason. And there might be a few more down there. So hello. So let's get started. Now, there is an emotion code chart. If any of you know about the emotion code, there is an emotion code chart that we test with. And we do that with kinesiology and muscle testing. And when I'm not testing with my fingers, I love my pendulum, but for this it's a little easier to do muscle testing with my fingers. I'll be actually light waving over some frequencies as well, and then hopefully I won't forget to end with actually light waving you some frequencies for the emotional basics, the awesome light wave, and I just automatically start light waving anyway. So I'm going to throw out some general light wave energies. You can kind of see which way do I go. My light wave chart in the back. The previous show you can take a look at. Christy and I did a little bit about light waving. You can check that out and see what that's all about. But I'm sending really the energies of creation, and right now they're just kind of in general. Hello, Betty. So right now I'm just sending out general light wave energies in particular, and then I'm going to find some emotions. So what we're going to do is when I kind of ground and center, I start what I call it a coning. And that's really kind of a protective bubble of energy. And I invite the Deva of healing, and we're going to invite the Deva of the emotion code. Devas, again, I won't go over this too much, but to explain, Devas are really kind of the blueprint of the perfected whatever it is. So I'm going to invite the Deva of healing, the Deva of the emotion code, and light wave, because I'm using light wave today. And we'll invite the Deva of the Be Live program and also the Akashic Academy. So we'll invite this. And then Pan, the Pan nature energy. I love working with nature. So the Pan, you can see from my surroundings here in this room, I'll ask the Pan energy to come in for manifestation. Really, they're kind of the in-between between the energies and manifestation. So we'll invite Pan. And then the appropriate members of the White Brotherhood, Golden Legion, whoever's helping humanity at this time that is 100% light score. So we'll make sure we have high light score helpers. And then my higher self. And anybody who would like to join in, just say, yes, I'd like to join the coning. If you'd like to, you certainly don't have to. But these energies and releases will be directed toward everybody who joins the coning. So we're in our own protective bubble of energy. It's kind of like a high-level conference call. Nobody else is invited in. Unless, like I said, you folks can just say yes and you'll be invited in, but no other energies or anything are invited into our protective bubble of energy. And so I'm going to head right in. Remember, so breathe in, you're happy, and breathe out, you're sad. And if you have any comments, let me know what's happening there. Let me put that up. Oh, it is up. Okay, great. Okay. So again, breathe out, breathe in happy, breathe out sad. Let me know how it's doing. Okay, everybody's saying yes. Great, great, great. Gotcha, gotcha. And the names now come up on the screen, which I'm not sure they have before. So that's perfect because I don't have to quite look down and I can see your name. We can put you in the, we can put you right in our bubble. So great. Okay. So for most part, I've got somebody who has requested, and we're going to include all of you guys too. So we're going to include you in any of the underlying emotions, and we'll head right for the lowest emotions. We won't even fool around with this. We're not going to go for the higher emotion or the emotions that don't have the lowest frequency. We're going to head right down to the bottom and get rid of some really kind of low-level emotions that might be sticking in there. And we're not going to ask. We could ask where it is, and if you guys DAOs or muscle test, you could ask, where is this located in my body? You could ask, is it inherited, which we're going to do too, because inherited is a real super strong release. So we're going to ask that too. But let's get started just in general, and we'll ask about inherited emotions. Because with inherited emotions, they are going to release for your parents and your ancestors. Sometimes it's just your mom and dad, and sometimes it's hundreds of generations back, and you release those as well. So I want to ask for a particular person who had requested, plus everybody on the call, I want to know from the emotion code, the intent will be to find the emotion, the lowest 11 emotion, and we'll go right to the bottom. And if there's any in rows 5 or 6, are there any in rows 5 or 6? Yes, there are. That are being trapped that are giving people a high level of anxiety. There's a lot of folks who are just kind of overwhelmed, high level anxiety. So we're going to find the lower level emotions that are trapped for any of you on the call or listening to the call, and my particular list in mind, if there's any common low-level emotions that are keeping a high level of anxiety. So let's see, is there one in row 5 or 6? There's one in row 6, so we're going to go column A, column B, row 6. Okay, so is it pride? So there's 5 in there, so we're going to see which one is the most common to all of us that we're testing and that we're thinking about. So is it pride, shame? So shame. Okay, so shame is a low-level emotion, and generally as we're taught in the emotion code, and you can do this for yourself as well. I'm going to light wave and command, and I love the physical emotions as well, kind of playing in the field. So with the emotion code, we're just going to command, and generally 3 times unless it's inherited, and we'll go into that in a minute. But you can take your hand as well. If you have a refrigerator right next to you, go get a refrigerator magnet because they're great. But you have a kind of a common meridian going right down the back of your head and neck. So when you were taught the emotion code, we use magnets, and then pretty much can go to your hand. I use light wave now, so I can light wave and command as well. But if you want to, we're going to command that the trapped emotion of shame be released now in the highest and best way with ease and grace. And we're going to fill all holes with love, light, and positive morphic fields and frequencies that we need now. We'll give it a whammy. So you can actually run your hand right down your back if you want to. Kind of release with your hand if you like that motion. And we're just going to release that shame. Okay? And we'll give it a little light wave there too. Okay. So did we release the shame? Did we release the shame? I'm getting a no. Okay, so we didn't release it for everybody, so I'm going to give a little bit more. Generally, when you're doing basically a one-to-one, it's pretty much an immediate release, but I'm getting a no, so we're going to keep going. And we'll give it a high-level light wave, the gold star light wave, to release that shame. We'll give it a little more whammy. Okay, so to release the shame now, is this true? Okay, so I'm getting a strong on releasing that now. Needed a little bit more power because everybody's got a lot of folks that are releasing that for us. But actually, that's a great thing to find out, because usually they release right away and we know we're doing something because we didn't release it yet. So we're getting a lot of folks in there, so that's awesome. Okay. Hey, Patty. Patty's here. Hello. Patty, if you want to join the coning for releasing some emotions, I think you know a little bit of, just say yes. You can join our little protective bubble, and we'll be releasing some trapped emotions. Okay. And we're at 1:11 as I look at the clock, so that is really, really cool. I love it when that happens. So is everybody breathing in happy and breathing out sad as we do this? So we're kind of doing multidimensional work here, because time is always short and there's always so much. So breathe in happy and breathe out sad, and let me know how that's going. So I'll give that just a few more minutes, kind of halfway in. So, hey, Lena, so breathe in happy and breathe out sad. When I did this, and when I do this, a few hours later, I'm kind of in the giggles and don't even know why I'm in there. So it's really a super easy, fun thing to do, because if you're breathing, you can do it anytime. And I'll give you some tips after, before we leave as well. Okay, so let's find another trapped emotion for anxiety and kind of overwhelm for the group who's here now, for everyone who's going to listen to this, as well as the folks who've requested it on my list. So let's find another one. And we're going right to the bottom. We're not even asking what is an underlying, we're going right to the lowest level emotions and really pack it in there and giving it a whammy today. Okay, so is there another underlying emotion for the group? And again, if you can ask, if you douse, you can ask, when we find it, you can ask, do I have this? Where is it in my body? Above or below my diaphragm, left or right? You can kind of narrow it down if you want to. So is it in row 5? So row 5, is it in A? Is it in B? Is it in B? A? Okay, A. So we have A. Do we have blaming? Blaming, dread, fear, or peeve? Blaming. So stopped on blaming first. I was testing that. So blaming. So we have a trapped emotion of blaming, which is very common to the group right now. That's actually not one that I've gone to very much, so that's very interesting. Blaming. So let's just go ahead and release that. Do we need to know more? Sometimes we need to know more. We're doing it on such a big group that knowing more might be some blanket energetic thing that's going on, so that's probably interesting. Do we need to know more? But we don't. So we're just going to go ahead and command that we release the trapped emotion of blaming now in the highest and best way, with ease and grace, all holes filled with love, light, and positive energies and morphic fields that the individual needs now. And let's give it another whammy and say all versions of you, all timelines, all spirals, all dimensions, and all multi-dimensions. We're so multi-dimensional now that we really need to catch all the phases of us, because it could be in different phases. And right now we're just doing simple releases and not testing specifics. So let's make sure we do that. So, okay. So I'm going to give it some gold star light wave while everybody's releasing. And again, if you like, just say, I release the trapped emotion of blaming. And you may or may not have this one. Obviously, we're doing this as a group. Okay, so we did release. So we've released blaming already. All right, everybody's getting into it. Okay. Now let's go for an inherited trapped emotion. When you do inherited trapped emotions, like I said, you release for your mom and dad or your ancestors way beyond that. So it's really kind of cool. So let's find if there is, what is the most common inherited trapped emotion for the folks listening now, or those that would be listening in the future, and the list of folks who've requested from me. An inherited trapped emotion causing anxiety and or depression. Because sometimes you have anxiety and depression and you just don't understand why, but it's not you. You either came in with it. It could have come in conception. It could have come in a past, from your ancestors. So sometimes you actually you come in with it. So as much as you're trying to say, hey, I'm happy and, I like to be happy, I like to live my life great, you may have a trapped emotion anywhere in your body or your field. It could be a ball of energy kind of stuck like right in your shoulder. It could be a resonance kind of in your field, like a ringing of the bell, or even heart walls, which are part of the emotion code as well. So let's find the most common inherited trapped emotion. So we're going to not only release for you if you have it, but also family members. And this is one place where you don't have to ask for permission to do that. Okay, so let's find the most common inherited trapped emotion. And we'll go to the whole. Is it in column A? Is it in column B? No. And I do have a chart here that I'm working from. Is it in column B? So it's in column B. Is it in the odd rows? Even rows? Even rows? Even rows B, is this true? Okay, in even rows B, is it 2B, 4B, 4B? So is it depression, frustration? Frustration, is this true? Ooh, really strong on frustration. So, and what percentage over 10, 20, over 30, over 40, over 50, over 60? Wow, over 70? So about 65% of everybody on the call has an inherited trapped emotion of frustration. Okay, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so we'll now command that we release the trapped emotion, the inherited trapped emotion of frustration in the highest and best way with ease and grace. All holes filled with love, light, positive energies, and morphic fields that each individual needs now. Okay, and again, when the emotion code, you can go right ahead and put your hand down your governing meridian and say you release, you release. Generally, the rule of thumb and within the emotion code is 3 times for a regular trapped emotion and 10 times for an inherited, because those are big guys. So I'm going to give it some more gold star light wave as well. And what we're doing is releasing the inherited trapped emotion of frustration for at least 65% of us. And also you're breathing in happy and breathing out sad. Okay, and as soon as we release this frustration, we're going to ask how you're doing with breathing in and out. I'm going to give this a couple more seconds and test. Release. Wow, okay, I've got a strong. We released the inherited trapped emotion of frustration. You guys are good. Okay, so now with your breathing, what I want to know is it getting easier to breathe in happy and to breathe out happy as well? And sometimes you'll breathe in happy, breathe out sad, breathe in happy, breathe out happy, and you'll see it kind of flipping. Does anybody see that happening while you're doing the breathing? It's really kind of fun. It's really kind of cool. Is anybody kind of seeing that flipping for themselves? If you're breathing in happy, are you breathing out happy as well yet consistently, or is it kind of in the middle? Just keep kind of joining that. Yes, easier. Thank you. Cool. Yeah, and you can do this. Now, this is something when you get through the drama of your day. We'll release some more if we have time in the end, but I want to tell you about this. And I want to tell you, and I want to infuse some emotional frequencies for you too. I'll also, while I'm talking, give you, good, somebody says they're feeling better. That's great, Chris, thank you. let's give you a number. Now, I've talked about frequency numbers. You can actually write these down. This is a frequency number for depression and anxiety elimination. You can write this on a glass of water. You can say it 7 times. I like putting it on a dropper bottle of water and then just putting dropper bottles in there. Some of you may have this number in your field. Some of it may be garbled, and some of you may need this number for depression and anxiety. So there's just one. There's a lot of numbers, but there's one to give you. So I call it the frequency breath. If you can think in opposites, you can, I've had issues lately where I've been breathing in, I am valued, and breathing out, I am devalued. And it's been really interesting. So those are opposites. I've just been doing kind of a simple one with happy, sad, and I swear you guys have to put this in the thread later on. Tell me if you're kind of a little giddy in a few hours and don't really know why. It'd be really interesting to have you come back and put some feedback in the thread here, because it's really kind of fun. And it's so simple. You're breathing. So go ahead and do it anytime you want. So we're breathing in happy and breathing out sad. And hopefully many of you are now breathing out happy as well. And if you're not, that's okay. That means just keep breathing. You're okay. Keep breathing. Some people are saying, yes, easier, thank you. Anne saying got tired. Chris is saying she's feeling better. Catherine's saying in the middle. So we're getting some feedback there. Cool. But that's just one simple thing, as long as I was kind of releasing some emotions there. So I think we'll have time to light wave some emotional basic infusions. My program's all about nutritional energetics. In fact, we just did a, so we're going to hide that. We just did a week-long or weekend program here at the Lake Clear Lodge, which is my lodge, where we integrated art, and it was all about drama. So I said, okay, during the drama of your day, what can you do to not make these emotions stick? Because sometimes they'll flow right through and we kind of process them. Sometimes we don't. And they do get trapped, and they end up, I've had done energetic misalignments because trapped emotions had shifted the bone a little bit, enough to make it. So yay, Lena's in my calibrating program. She's made 10 dropper bottles today of frequencies. Really cool. Boy, the program I'm doing now is just amazing. Just because the information that I've been given, it's really, really cool. Shraz is saying the stomach is very wobbly and queasy. Yep, your trapped emotion was there in your stomach area. So you've released an emotion. So anyway, the breathing you can do back and forth. Like I said, at the Lodge on Lake Clear today, we did. So if you go through the drama of your day and you're thinking, oh man, because I have somebody recently that I'm feeling, and I know they don't mean it, but it's coming across to me, and maybe it's my issue I need to release, that I'm feeling devalued. So I'm saying, okay, I'm going to breathe in. I am valued, and I'm going to breathe out, I am devalued. And I'm having trouble flipping that, because it's someone right now that I'm seeing every day. So I'm having trouble flipping that, but I just keep going. And eventually by the end of the day, or even a couple days, because this one is a tough one, the happy sad seems to be, even when I can breathe out sad, I'm thinking, I'm not sad right now. Why should I be breathing out sad? But I do, until it flips. So you can tell kind of those emotions are around, resonating and doing things that you don't necessarily know that they're doing. So one way to go through the drama of your day is to say, well, what emotion maybe did I feel? Or did I, have I, do I think I might be trapping, or is there a thought pattern? Because the emotions also in German New Medicine, which I hope to have Deanna Courtney on with me sometime soon, in German New Medicine, that's actually what sparks the program that gives you the symptoms. And it's something that we'll go into now, but it actually sparks a program in your body. Whether you see it as happy or sad, if it sparks that little area in your brain, they can actually show concentric circles in your brain when these types of things happen. Then you know that emotions are really, of course, emotions are great, but the lower ones really spark some programs. So through the drama of your day, think, okay, what emotion am I feeling? What do I think I'm not taking as a positive energy or emotion? And then think of the opposite of that, like I was being devalued, because valuation is a super powerful one in German New Medicine that causes bone tissue degradation and things like that. So just to give you an example, but yeah, the easiest way, I mean, you can do the emotion code, but easiest way is to do the frequency breath. Find an emotion that you feel you're, holding, and just start the frequency breath and flipping it around. And you may have to do it a number of times or even a few days, but then you can actually tell, because if you're not forcing it, you can see can I breathe the positive energy in easily, and can I breathe either the negative energy out, or am I actually flipping, and in this case being full of happy. So when you can breathe out happy, you're full of the happy frequency. So it's really interesting. I mean, really simple to teach to kids too. Okay, so we've got some comments about feeling sleepy, third chakra feels hard. Yeah, maybe needing some more work in the third. You know what? Third chakra. Let me pick up some light wave energy since I saw that comment. Let me give you some third chakra light wave while I'm talking here, or just for a moment. So we'll just know that everybody gets some third chakra energy from light wave. And then what I'd like to do also to end the call is to send everybody some emotional basic infusion frequencies, their nutritional frequencies from Lightwave, and I just think they're just awesome. They're very, very, very varied, I guess you can say. So, okay. So to everybody here on the call and everybody listening in the future, seeing Patty saying her back and knees are feeling it. Someone say she's seeing sleepy. I think I said that. Okay, so let me send you these emotional basic infusion frequencies. Now, these are the frequencies of Boji stones. This is for emotional health, and you can replay this as well. These are of Boji stones, of canary yellow. Look at that. There's a third chakra infusion right in the emotional basics. Now, how cool is that? So that's canary yellow. Oh, that gives me the chills. I love it when that happens. Lemon yellow, which is also the third chakra. The frequencies of dolphins, of aventurine, of malachite, of fairies, of happiness, the Eye of Horus, the frequency of Stonehenge in Great Britain, the frequency of the Temple of the Emerald Buddha in Thailand. And then there's the frequency of blue-green algae and the virtues of flexibility and generosity, and the food frequencies of ginger, of mandarin oranges, and Asian food. Now, aren't they fun? Everybody smile just because they can, because that's a really healing mechanism too. And I see Sherry from Tennessee. Thank you for joining in. Anne said she's feeling it in her heart. Back and neck feel like a ball of tension. Maybe play over these emotional infusions again as well. And they'll be here for you. So, and I'll just make sure they're ramped up to gold star. Okay. Okay, so hopefully everybody is being able to breathe out happy now fairly easily. If not, just keep with it. And please let me know later on if you kind of, like I said, that the first time I did this, a few hours later, I was just like, my husband looked at me because I was just laughing, kind of driving down the road. So hopefully we've got a good happy feeling in your heart and released a few emotions today. And thanks everybody for coming on. Okay. And let's send some light wave emotion to Nisha, who's got terrible knee pain. So let's send some general light wave. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining in and commenting. Thanks so much. I love doing this stuff. Thanks for being here. Okay. Yes, breathing out happy. Yay. Okay. Bye-bye.